Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Sue here, back with another exciting video and another informative video as always. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. If you already subscribed, welcome back, and let's just get straight into it. I've been noticing a whole lot lately that men in this day and age are completely different from the men of old. Let's say 20, 30 years ago. You guys know what I'm talking about. Look at your father figures, look at their brothers, your uncles. Like, men were completely different in the past. Now, since the 2000s, I would say there's been a complete change in the energy that men, real men now, I'm talking about real men, exude. Now, of course, I'm not talking about all men because we still have real men out here. But today's topic is about things that you need to avoid if you see men in your life doing these things. So I'm going to actually narrow it down to a few things, three things that I've noticed most. And you guys leave your comments in the feedback section. Let me know how you feel if you've noticed these things as well. The first thing that I've noticed, a lot of guys in my community or my city, beware if you notice that a guy in your life or the guys that you may be friendly with or whatever, beware. If these guys spend the majority of their time, their free time now, I'm not talking about work, their free time, they choose to spend with other men. Like, these are heterosexual males, grown men, all who may seem or claim to have a woman in their lives. They may be married, they may be, in a committed relationship, but these guys, anytime that they are free, whatever time that is allowed to them, they spend it with other men. They leave their wives at home, they leave their kids at home, or with the baby mama, or whatever, and they go partying and frolicking with other men, gallivanting, you would call it. Do you know what they call those kind of guys? DL. Yes, I'm sure you've heard it before. If you watch TikTok, you've seen that there's a whole trend going on talking about how to spot or notice a guy who's on the DL. These guys give men special treatment, special attention, special affection, special love, special care, special favors, special everything. They would give them their last dollar out of their pocket. Be wary of this. Be wary of this, you all ladies, because the epidemic of down low men is on the rise. And, some of these guys may not necessarily be down low, but then there's also a term that we coined here where I live, termed liking man, right? It's not to say that, there's anything wrong, of course, with being a homosexual if you are gay or, have an affinity or bi-curious or whatever it is, one of the LGBTQIA plus community. That's you. At least you're living your truth. You're being honest. You know who you are. You have now accepted it and have come out to the world. You are not deceiving people. You are not out here in these streets hiding your true identity. I'm talking about the brothers that are out here hiding their identities. Notice some signs. Notice, like, these guys, no matter what time of day, what time of night it is, they always find time for their boys. Like, boys over everything, right? Be wary of these guys, man, because I'm going to talk about something in a different video along the lines of the signs to look out for those kinds of guys. I had a very, very, very much experience seeing these kinds of, I wouldn't say symptoms, but signs that show. So that's one. Two, for me personally, My past relationship, I can use as a perfect example. Like, be wary of guys who have no ambition. Like they have no drive. They have no passion for anything like outside of, the mundane, everyday hobbies that everyone does, like drink and go out and hang with the friends. Like they have no dreams, no goals, no aspirations. These are not the kind of guys or people as a whole you want to associate yourself with that much. Because what are you going to end up doing? What are you going to end up being? What's going to rub off onto you? There's nothing in their cup to actually pour into yours. Like they can't teach you anything, they can't inspire you to anything better. They can't, like, there's nothing that you can't have a conversation where they give you some valuable input and you're like, oh wow, I didn't look at it like that. Thanks for opening my eyes to that particular, point that they may have made. They don't, because they don't even read. They don't read newspapers. They don't read books. They don't read like they don't read signs on the street. They don't read. These are the kinds of guys you need to run away from. In fact, when I say avoid, I'm putting it lightly. You need to run the opposite direction from, okay? Because they're going nowhere and fast. We all have our own flaws. We all have, no one knows what their true destiny is until it is fulfilled. Everyone is not meant to be a scholar or a philosopher or, a scientist. No, of course not. But everybody has been gifted from birth with a calling, with talents, with abilities, with skills, and of course with curiosity. Like you want to learn certain things. These people scare me. People scare the hell out of me who do not aspire to learn anything new. Like who can just wake up every day doing the same willy-nilly, go to sleep every night doing the same thing, like perhaps even in the same clothes as last night. Like, this is crazy. These are the types of guys. I'm only talking about the guys here right now to avoid. Because at the end of the day, where are they going and where can they take you? Absolutely nowhere. They like started at the bottom and they're still there, right? Like at some point, rock bottom, people say the only way to go from there is up. But if these people are comfortable at rock bottom, they are comfortable. Like they just chilling, they straight chilling at rock bottom. Like it's comfortable. They're like, oh wow, like they look up and they're like, oh, look, there's those eagles up there, like doing their thing. I'm a chill right down here on the ground. I mean, it's not to be laughed at, but it is crazy to think about. So be wary of those types of people, those types of guys, more specifically. The third one, I'm going to just chop it down to three right now. The third thing to be wary of when it comes to men, ladies, there's a guy who actually has mommy issues, a guy who is like, him and his mom don't get along. They don't see eye to eye. They are always at each other's throat. Like these guys usually project the same anger, the same animosity, like all of the things that they hold inside, the contempt for their mother and resentment, they project them on to females. They project them onto other women out there in society who are unsuspecting, who are innocent and don't deserve it, such as yourself. If you are in a man's life, pay attention to these things because I've noticed in the past, all of the guys who've had mommy issues, right? They feel no kind of way, they feel no kind of way taking from a woman. They feel no kind of way draining a woman from draining a woman of all she has. They feel like in fact she owes them this. When she does not. She actually does not. Because why? We know it's supposed to be the other way around. The man, the hunter, the chaser, the divine masculine. That's the way it's supposed to be. Who is supposed to be the provider and protector, right? These guys are the opposite. These are the guys, they want to be provided for. They want to be protected. Why? Because they feel a void, this missing part to their soul or to their being. This is something that goes very deep, and they would never admit to it. More often than not, they would never admit to it. So be careful, be very careful of these kinds of guys, because there are so many of them out there. You would see a lot of the things of the first two that I mentioned to be wary of, the first two signs, usually includes this third one as well. Usually the guys who are all about, you know, taking to men as best friends, they don't even regard their own brothers as much as they regard their homeboys, right? These are usually the same guys who are the mommy issue guys. These are the same guys who have resentment, who have pain, deep rooted hurt from their mothers. Some of them, their mothers may have left them, in childhood. They may have been feeling abandoned by their mother. Their mother may have abused them. There's so many different things, and it is not to say that these things are not valid. They are. But they have not healed. Because when you become an adult, you have to learn to heal from the things, the traumas of your childhood, the pains of your childhood, the disappointments of your childhood. And they have not done that. So all of these signs just show you guys unhealed men. So ladies, take note. I hope you have been taking notes. And I hope that I can get some responses in the comment section of what experiences you've had with men such as these. Let me know how you feel in this feedback section. Like the video. And until I come back with another great one, I'm going to say peace out. Stay up.